I'd like to welcome everyone to the San Antonio Dirty 12 Fantasy League podcast. My name is Triple R, aka Rick Riley, the Ruthless One. At this time, I'd like to give you guys an intro into our 12-team league. Before I do that, though, let me explain what we're going to be playing for this year. We have a trophy, we have a medal, and of course we have money. The first place champion will get a trophy, medal, and $360. The second place coach will get $180, and the third place coach will get $60. We have a custom-made schedule. Every team in the league will play each other at least once. There'll be 8 interconference games and 6 non-conference. At least 3 of the games that will be played during the last 5 weeks of the season will be in the conference only, so you'll play your division rivals. This format will help determine playoff berths and the eventual division champion. Ultimately, though, commitment, coaching styles, and overall strength of the teams will determine the team's overall season successes.
Awesome!
Lots of homework, lots of working the waiver wire, hopefully some trades, but definitely your level of engagement will be the ultimate determining factor whether or not you'll be successful as a coach this year. 2021 draft night was a success. We video chatted and there were people in the written chat as well. We had lots of talking, trash talking, a ton of laughter. It was the best online draft that I've ever been a part of. And I'm not just saying that because this is our league. It really was a good time. The drafting was very even overall as well, but there were different draft strategies. There were coaches that wanted to win now, so they drafted their teams according to that. There were some coaches that wanted to win now and possibly later. And then we had one coach that wants to win later, so he actually drafted younger teams. We'll see how that plays out in due time. I'll be back in a minute. Up next, though, we're going to give an introduction to the Dirty 12 coaches. Welcome you guys back to the podcast. Now's the time to meet the coaches. First step will be the national division. We have 6 teams. First team is Hoya Paranoia, coached by yours truly. The second team is Stafford & Sons, coached by Jonathan, aka Frenchie. Frenchie tends to be a thinker. He analyzes every move. He's very, very engaged as far as the waiver wire. He makes a lot of moves throughout the season. We'll see if that benefits his team. The third team, we have Auto Draft, Mike Mabey. He actually was our former league's champion in 2020. We call him Auto Draft because that's how he won the league. He auto drafted the team and ultimately won the cash prize. He's very steadfast and very solid. Once he makes his decision, that's it and it's done. The fourth team up, We Want Smoke, is coached by Richard Harris. He's very intelligent and very calculating. He actually made some really good moves already this season on the waiver wire. He got Kirk Cousins for a potential stack with Dalvin Cook, who he has, and with Justin Jefferson. So that's going to be tough to deal with. And the league hasn't even started yet. The fifth team up, Ian's Ice Up Sun team, coached by Ian. Ian is a good friend of Ryan's. I was in the league with Ian last year. Ian loves to trade. He loves to improve the talent on his roster. I call him the trade czar. And he does it through his trades and his acquisitions, so he's tough as well. He actually has Michael Thomas sitting in IR waiting to come out week 8. Along with the players that he has Mike Evans and A.J. Brown, so he's going to be tough too. The sixth team in the National Division is What a Travesty, coached by G Money. He's a very determined coach. He really studies his opponents well. So he'll look for tendencies and weaknesses. He'll look for a coach to drop someone. Any advantage he can use, any opportunity that he can use, he'll do so.
Come on now, man. You know that ain't right.
Those are the 6 coaches in the National Division. Next up will be the American Division. First coach there, his team is No Trades with Rick. He's coached by Eric Getz, aka E-Money. He's very, very skillful. He's another person who works the waiver wire extensively. And his knowledge of college football is vast. He can give you players, he can give you schools, he can give you positions, he can give you tendencies. It's almost as though he does tape study of them. The second team in the American Division is Who's Your Daddy, coached by Ryan Coy. He's a very good drafter and a team builder. Ryan has no problem drafting 5 running backs. Not one problem at all. He then will use them for trade bait most times, or he'll just keep them to enhance his own roster. The third team in the American Division is the Dak Knight, coached by Eric Gonzalez. Eric is a new member of our league. He's a very sound player, very knowledgeable as well. The fourth player in the American Division, Blitzburg Empire, coached by Philip Bannock. Philip is very analytical, very methodical. I swear his knowledge of numbers, facts, figures may be unmatched in the league. The fifth team in the American Division is the Hart Foundation, coached by Jesus Gonzalez. He too is very knowledgeable. He's also very tactful. He also tries to use confusion and intimidation as leverage, maybe to get someone to make a mistake. Anything he can use to his advantage, he would do so as well. It's probably the wrestling background that he has. The sixth and final team in the American Division is Easy Peasy, and it's coached by my friend Damo, aka DJ Damo, aka Hometown. He's from Washington, D.C. like myself. He's very laid back, but don't let that fool you. He makes good trades, but he also picks up acquisitions as well. He's already got Callaway and Winston and didn't have to make a move to do so. So now he has a really good wide receiver and quarterback combo. Seems to pull it off at least once every year. He'll do that. So these are the 12 coaches that make up the San Antonio Dirty 12 Fantasy Football League. Every coach brings a specific skill set to our league. I think the league will be very successful due to their involvement and their engagement. We've already seen that already. The chat stays active. It's very funny, but you can also see people making moves and, setting things up for later. Moves and counter moves, thoughts, and if there's such a word, counter thoughts.
Come on now, man. You know that ain't right.
But you'll see coaches actually try to maneuver and gain advantage just through looking at the chat already. So I can just imagine what's going to happen when week 1 comes. Each week I'm going to do a podcast, and in that podcast it's going to have a recap of the previous week's games, and it's also going to have projections for the future week's games. Then within the podcast I'm going to include things like who did make projections, biggest blowout, who laid an egg that week, the biggest upsets. And then for previews I'm going to do things like projections. I'll probably put the kiss of death on somebody. We want to have fun. I want to also give you guys information, and I want to have a central place that we can come as a league for all kinds of information, interaction, and engagement. So that's all I have for this one. Again, I'm going to be back next week with the recap and the preview show. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. May your week 1s all be a success, although that's not possible because 6 of us will win and 6 of us will lose. So that's just where it's going to go. In this league, you don't want to start 0-2, 0-3. It's going to be hard to catch up because this is going to be a very competitive league. With that, this is Triple R signing off. I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you guys at the end of week 1. We'll do the recap and we'll do a preview of week number 2. Have a good week, guys. Peace.